Welcome to the Brown and Plofker Gymnasium here in the Boston Common in Boston, Massachusetts for the home and season opener of the defending NUMAC champion Emerson Lions. I'm Avi Kargloth, alongside me, Nick Gemma. Nick, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good. It's bound to be a good game today, and I'm excited to get this season underway.
So a quick rundown of the starters. First for the Emerson Lions, Trevor McLean, Jack O'Connor, Nate Martin, Zach Waterhouse, and Jared Houston. And for the visiting Worcester State Lancers, Tyler Dion, Chris Cardoso, Joe Desormier, Cal Howes, and Eric Bjorn. And we are set to tip off a new season of play for the Emerson Lions, and we are underway. Glad you're aboard with us here on Emerson Channel Sports as Trevor McLean, the sophomore, dishing early on for Emerson's first possession of the season. Houston on the drive, lost it. McLean, nothing but the bottom.
That's big for McLean to get started early. He's usually more of a passer, but if he can get some added scoring into his game this year, it's going to be big for this Lions team going forward.
And McLean is one of 4 players on this team that came in as freshmen last season and played major minutes. As that ball is stripped out of bounds, stays Lancer ball. The Lions, Nick, they played 4 freshman heavy minutes last year. You're talking about McLean, Martin, Waterhouse, and Houston. They had an indelible impact on this team. They don't win that championship without them.
Of course not. And going forward, when you have 4 freshmen playing huge minutes like that, you're going to just get them getting better. And this year, next year, it's going to be a great future for the Lions.
The 4 sophomores starting alongside now senior Jack O'Connor as he contests a 3 at the shot clock expiration, and that almost went down by Desormier. Lions go the other way, and Waterhouse is passed too high for O'Connor. O'Connor, Nick, he was a huge piece of their team last year. He averaged almost 19 points a game, shot 40% from 3, 88% from the free throw line. He is a key member of this team, one of only 2 seniors.
Absolutely, and last year he was their scorer. They're probably going to keep him that role again this year. And without his scoring buddy Jeff Gray, he's going to have a little bit more pressure on him, but I think he's up to it.
Shot rims out again for Dion. Offensive board, though, to the Lancers. And they get a new shot clock. And that's a traveling violation. Cardoso shuffled his shoes. But, Nick, you were talking about O'Connor. O'Connor, he was on fire in the NUMAC championship game last year. A career-high 33 points. He ended up as the tournament's most outstanding player. What kind of tone does O'Connor need to set to get this team where they need to go, which is where they went last year?
Well, Jeff Gray was that emotional leader last season, and he's really just got to pick up his game there. I mean, he's got the scoring, he's got the assets on the court. It's just going to be looking for a little more of that leadership role with him as that lone starting senior right now.
And another turnover there for the Lions, a couple of early ones, as the Lancers set it up with Desormier on the outside. A lot of perimeter passing here as the dribble drive is knocked away and ends up in the hands of Zach Waterhouse. And Houston resets up top. They missed O'Connor wide open on the baseline. And that pass is fumbled, but knocked over into the corner. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. McLean hoists a 3. The bottom! Trevor McLean from downtown.
McLean hot early. He's got the hot hand passing and scoring right now, and he's supplied all 5 points for the Lions.
Houston is a guy that Emerson's going to try to go to at 6'10". There's really nobody else on the court that is even close to his height, as that ball ends up in the hands of Emerson again. Another defensive stand right by the paint. O'Connor thought about a 3, now drives. McLean, does he have another? Yes, he does! Trevor McLean, back-to-back 3s.
He's got the hot hand, and it feels like they're just going to keep feeding it to him. McLean stands just 5'8", so he's not going to be much worth in the paint, but if he can hit from outside, it's going to stretch that defense thin.
Dribble drive by Cardoso, and that gets knocked off his leg, and the turnover again. The Emerson bench loving that effort already. And here comes McLean, the sophomore guard, one of the captains of this team now. He had an excellent first season with the program as a native kid from Boston. He hands it off to Waterhouse, trying to get him going. Rebounded by Bjorn. And Martin almost had a steal there. A three in the corner is down. That's Cal Howes, and the first points scored for the Lancers. And the home crowd filling in nicely as we are underway, about 4 minutes in to the season opener. Martin, the floater, nothing but nothing there. Houston recovers, and he is fouled. First free throws of the season.
Yeah, you said it earlier, Houston standing 6'10". The Lancers really just don't have anyone on their roster that can deal with him right now. Bjorn, the tallest on the court, standing 6'5", but he looks like he's going to get down in the paint and he's just going to bully people.
Houston at the line, one of the 4 freshmen from last year. And he's good on the first. And senior Ben Holding is going to have to check in to replace him. And both go down as after hitting the pair, Houston will sit, and into the game is senior Ben Holding, or as my good friend Bailey Kennedy likes to say, Benny Buckets. Holding, one of 2 seniors on this squad, along with O'Connor, and he's going to have an important role to play off the bench, Nick.
Absolutely. Behind Houston, not a lot of height on this Emerson roster, but Holding provides a big paint presence, as you see him defending right now in there.
A good stop again by Emerson. They're tightening up down low in the post. Martin looking for a man. He's got McLean. McLean rises. Back iron, no good. Rebound tracked down by DeZormier. Associate head coach Jack Barrett urging his team to talk. In the lane, Dion. That one goes down. Tyler Dion with his first points of the game, and that's going to be big. If Emerson is able to clog the lanes inside, that could cause some problems for Worcester State.
Absolutely. Worcester State, a fast team. They like to move around, as you're going to see Waterhouse pull up for 3. But if they can keep that paint locked down, the Lancers are going to have a big problem.
Howes not giving it up yet. And they're running some clock. The Lancers have actually already played a game this season. They are 1-0 after they beat Emerson's NUMAC rival Clark on the road in their annual Midnight Mayhem game, as we got a whistle on O'Connor. They beat Clark 78-70, and get this, Nick, their game took place, the official start time of the game was 12:01 a.m. on Friday morning. It was the first D3 game in the nation. It's the second year in a row that the Lancers have the first D3 win in the country.
Bit of a funky stat for them, but I guess they're trying to get their season underway as early as possible, and you can't blame them for that. Get as many reps in as they can.
And it's worked the last couple of years. And inside, no good. Good defense there by the Lions as that shot trickles out for the Lancers. Emerson looking to push every chance they get, and into the game for the first time and missing is Chad DiCenzo, the sophomore guard, and he didn't get a ton of playing time last year, and as that 3 by Dion's no good, DiCenzo will play an important role off the bench backing up McLean.
It's going to be interesting to find out who these Lions pick to be these bench guys to pick up these extra minutes. You've got a big freshman class coming in and some guys who were on the fringe last year. You see Holding shot get blocked.
Down the court, loose ball, bodies on the ground. Who's got it? A jump ball is called, and that will stay Emerson ball.
The 2 things I love to see right there, you had DiCenzo and you had O'Connor on the floor. O'Connor, a team captain in a game that really doesn't mean anything, but he's on the floor, he's scrapping. And DiCenzo's fighting for those minutes going forward. He's going to scrap too. It's great to see from this ambitious Lions team early.
Into the game for the first time for the Lancers is sophomore guard Corey Olivier, and also making his collegiate debut is James Beckwith, and one of these freshman guards. And Nick, we haven't even talked about this impressive recruiting class that the Lions have accumulated. Similar to last year, they're hoping that these guys can be what takes them to the next level and have this program consistently contending for NUMAC championships.
Absolutely. And I guess we'll get our first taste of that here with Beckwith.
DiCenzo talking with Holding as he picks up Dion. Interior pass to Bjorn. Interior cut And the finish, Olivier comes right in the game and hits his first shot. And O'Connor thought about a three, now backs down. Beckwith, his first collegiate shot, and it doesn't even hit the rim.
That's great to see from the freshman. No fear either, just pulls up right away as soon as he gets the ball, and he hits it too. Love to see it.
Beckwith, the Palo Alto, California native, and the drive and dish to the corner. That shot is up and in from Chris Cardoso, and the Worcester State faithful are loving that. They brought some folks to the crowd tonight, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. A local team from Worcester, just an hour or so maybe outside of here.
O'Connor working on Dion. That pass deflected, nearly stolen. Beckwith, he rises and knocks it down again. James Beckwith is 2 for 2. And he is fired up.
He is absolutely amped, and he's going to defend at the half-court line right now. Emerson trying to put the pressure on this Lancer team.
Bjorn on the outside, picked up by Holding. Dion thought about a three, trying to get a pick and roll going with Bjorn. In the corner, they're running out of room. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Waterhouse guarding Cardoso. 10 versus 10. Cardoso off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Bjorn, and he lays it up and in.
Bjorn doesn't exactly have the height that someone like Houston has, but he does have that big frame, that big body on the inside. And he's going to look to get those shots as Waterhouse pulls up and sinks it too.
Zach Waterhouse, the New Hampshire kid. He won the 2019 NUMAC Rookie of the Year last year, and a foul called on Beckwith. And Waterhouse was quite impressive, averaging 16.4 points a game through the NUMAC tournament.
Absolutely, and Waterhouse is one of those big play guys too. When you need someone to lift you up, he'll throw it down with the best of them and get some enthusiasm into this team.
Holding and Waterhouse return to the bench. Houston comes back in along with Nate Martin. 11:42 to go in the first half. Emerson leads by 4. Dion on the drive, off 1 foot. Rebounded by Beckwith. Oh, and he was trying to get it to O'Connor, and miscommunication doesn't cost them there. Inside, Houston. Reverse layup. Gets it to go. What a pretty move from Jared Houston. He's got some touch under the basket as well.
Absolutely. A little fanciness from the big man. And it's going to work well. That reverse layup as he was falling, looking for a foul too.
And the triple drive is deflected. Jared Houston up ahead to Nate Martin. Nobody ahead, and he lays it up and in. Nate Martin causes Worcester State to call timeout, and the Lions find themselves up 8.
Absolutely, a beautiful fast break from the Lions. Great work on the inside by Houston, and a great outlet pass. He's not going to score an easier bucket than that in his career.
That is another great example, Nick, of Emerson defense turning into offense. This is a team that we've already seen. Their MO is push the ball, push the ball. They averaged 80 points a game last year. This was a team that can shoot well, they can get easy looks, and they can make them count.
Absolutely. It's a fast team, it's a quick team, and it's a team that goes 100 or nothing at all times. And they've got the bench depth this year especially to back that up with this big freshman class and some sophomores on the bench like DiCenzo who can step in and play these minutes.
What does Emerson need to do? Because we see them having an 8-point lead early on, but we've also seen the Lancers get into the paint a little bit too much for their liking. They've gotten some good looks. They haven't necessarily been able to get the looks to fall. But what can Emerson do to clog the paint a little bit better?
They're just getting baited, and it starts from the outside. These guys are beating one defender, and then on the inside it's 4-on-5, and they can move the ball around at their will. As you see right now, they just got to set up and hold that shape as best they can.
And Cardoso with a dribble drive to Olivier. In the game for the first time is Tyler Spencer for the Lancers, as well as Zion Hendricks. And Spencer gives that up. Cardoso, that one's short with 1 second left in the shot clock. Houston's outlet pass deflected. Cardoso gets another shot and misses that one too. And O'Connor with the rebound. And that's going to be a foul called on Corey Olivier. It looks like he had his hand in there, a little aggressive on that pull away by O'Connor.
Yeah. Houston's got to be a little bit smarter on that outlet pass, though. He's just got to go with the bounce pass. He threw it right into the hands of the defender, and he's lucky that it didn't lead to a Lancer bucket.
And so DiCenzo sets up for the Lions. A fake by O'Connor. He dribble, drive, and an easy slam by Jared Houston. Jack O'Connor, he has yet to score, but he's making things happen.
Absolutely, and they're going to play through him all game, especially if he's not selfish and he looks for those kind of looks, because that was easy for Houston in the lane.
Defense on the perimeter by DiCenzo, forcing tough passes. Hendricks on the drive. Back out to Jason Truax in the game for the Lancers. Cardoso whips that pass. It went off the hand of Hendricks after a deflected pass by DiCenzo. They got 1 second left in the shot clock, and that wasn't even close. And a shot clock violation. Solid defense throughout that entire possession for the Lions.
Absolutely. It's a team defensive effort for this Lions squad, and they only work when every single person is working, every single person is moving, and that was a perfect example of it right there.
Less than 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Emerson leads by 10. O'Connor gets the handoff. Whips the ball in the corner. DiCenzo, Martin, a wide open three, and that one is good. Emerson making it rain early. This time, Nate Martin.
They are opening up this lead. Early on, shooting 63% from the floor, 10 of 16 here. And if they could keep that up, I mean, it's going to be hard to shoot 63 the whole game, but it's going to be a good-looking season for the Lions.
Cardoso driving on Martin. His pass deflected and stolen. Beckwith recently checking back into the game. He has it. And O'Connor, he shuffled his shoes. That's a turnover for Emerson. And DiCenzo and O'Connor will sit. Waterhouse and McLean return. But you see Emerson, they're trying to get out and running, and the Lancers are anticipating that, getting their hands on some of these passes.
Yeah, but so far the strategy has been working, and it's too early really to steer away from it. Maybe just be a little smarter on those passes.
Olivier shot short, hits the rim a couple of times, and Houston collects yet another rebound. Beckwith pushes. Waterhouse drives, hangs in the air, and gets it to go. Zach Waterhouse. Another quick bucket from Emerson.
Absolutely, and Waterhouse just has that blind athleticism. He can just move, go around, that agility, that speed. It's going to make this Lancer team pay as Emerson on the break again.
Beckwith off the glass and in. They're running him right out of the building with under 8 minutes to go. 29-12.
Beckwith 6 points early on in his debut.
And a block by Jared Houston. Waterhouse running the break. McLean, Waterhouse inside. Houston up and under. That one's short. Rebounded by Howes. And now Worcester State will try to slow things down a little bit as Emerson has tried to ratchet up the pace. A shot from mid-range is up and in from Jason Truax. That one too easy on the pick and pop.
Absolutely, got to close that one out, but 15-point lead here still. Emerson will look to make up for it.
Martin inside, off 1 foot. That one's good. Nate Martin has hit 2 shots in a row. Martin, one of those guys, he's one of those 3-and-D type players. He won't be the leading scorer on your team, but as a defender and as a shooter, he can make a big impact, as that one went right to Beckwith. Here comes Waterhouse up and under. Count it, and the foul. Zach Waterhouse will go to the line for an and one opportunity. And Worcester State trying to get some communication together as a nice move in transition, showing some frustration for Worcester State. And we'll have a quick timeout on the floor with 6:54 to go in the first half. Emerson is leading 33-14. What else can Emerson be doing wrong in this game? I mean, Worcester State, they're just getting run out of the gym right now.
Absolutely. Worcester State just being a little too slow. Emerson moving the ball faster, they're running faster, and they're defending faster. They're one step ahead of the Lancers at every single moment.
Head coach of the Worcester State Lancers is Tyler Hundley. This is his second year with Worcester State. He coached 3 seasons at Keene State as an assistant and associate head coach. He helped them reach the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. And if you're head coach Hundley, what are you telling your Lancer squad that's down early and big to the Lions?
Well, they've got to keep playing their game. So far, they've been playing the Lions game. They're trying to outrun this Lions team, but they're just not going to do that. They're not going to out-physical this team. So if you go out there, you slow it down, you play your game, maybe you can make something happen.
And which player would you say has made the most impact so far for Emerson? Because we've seen some guys running in transition, yet we've also seen guys slow it down and bully their way in the basket, most notably Jared Houston. Which of these guys has stood out so far to you as the guy for Emerson so far?
So far, it's been Martin for me. He's put in the work on both ends of the court, and whether he's shooting the ball or dishing it off to someone else, he's just been working hard and just been an integral part of this Lions team early on.
Well, this is a team that had a lot of questions with Jeffrey Gray graduating, and they've looked really good so far, up 33-14 with Waterhouse completing the three-point play. And a substitution on the court. Liam Jacobs will check in for the first time for the Lancers as Olivier takes a seat. And a lot of full court pressure here from Emerson's defense.
Yeah, and they're just going to want to get into that MO early on.
Desormier dishes, and that 3 rattles out from Cal Howes. Desormier back in the game for the Lancers. O'Connor has faked towards the basket deep a couple of times, but hasn't shot a deep one yet, as Ben Allen's pass is deflected and stolen. Ben Allen, one of the freshmen in for the Lions, making his collegiate debut, and sliding into the basket and laying it in is Cal Howes. And Waterhouse the other way, up and under! Zach Waterhouse, a beautiful move.
And Emerson, even on these buckets that the Lancers score, they're just still trying to get ahead and run it.
Waterhouse has got trampolines in his feet. That 3 in the corner is wide. Didn't hit the rim, though, for the Lancers. So no reset shot clock. Desormier driving, knocking down Waterhouse. Jacobs to Zion, and that ball is blocked by Jared Houston, but a foul is called. And they're going to call that on Trevor McLean.
Yeah, it looked like a good call from my angle. McLean got beat just a little bit, stepped in the way, and Houston kept it from going to the net, but at the line for 2 here will be Dion.
First one drops. On the court for the first time tonight is the freshman forward Ben Allen, also from Hampton Falls, New Hampshire. Went to the same high school as Zach Waterhouse, a year younger than him. And they're both now on the court together here at Emerson. A special moment for these 2 New Hampshire products as Houston takes a seat and Holding replaces him. A dribble handoff from McLean to Waterhouse. O'Connor now gets it. And a miscommunication there as he was looking for Waterhouse, and Ben Holding stops the fast break as he knocks that from behind. A miscommunication there, but a great hustle play by Ben Holding.
Absolutely a bit worrying, but you're going to have those miscommunications in your first game, but to see Holding the big man rushing back and stopping that fast break is a great thing to see.
And McLean took a little bit of a shot there, still wincing a little bit, and that ball goes out of bounds as Desormier was looking to find someone in the corner. And head coach Curley, Bill Curley, calling out the set for the Lions. Curley in his 6th season as the head coach of the Emerson Lions, the new MAC Coach of the Year last year, and a foul away from the ball. Calling that on number 20, Cal Howes.
Yeah, O'Connor just getting bullied there on the inside, and Emerson will take that foul and take this ball out of the side. DiCenzo getting into the game. See if anything was wrong with McLean there. He did come up wincing for a quick second.
5 minutes remaining in the first half. Emerson doubling up Worcester State 36-18 as that ball is deflected. Stays Lions basketball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. DiCenzo with the drive, Zion on his hip. Passes the corner to Waterhouse. Holding, Allen. Almost traveled. O'Connor hoists a three, and he knocks it down. Finally, Jack O'Connor is on the scoreboard. His first three of the season is in.
Absolutely, and some beautiful passing play from the Lions as well. Ball went into every single player's hands before it eventually got to O'Connor.
Cardoso dancing around there. Desormier on the dribble drive, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Zach Waterhouse. And that's his first. He's got 9 so far for the Lions, the game's leading scorer so far.
Nobody on this Lions team really having to worry about foul trouble early on.
Cardoso fakes, gives it to Desormier, but he was out of bounds. So that's another turnover, and it will go back to the Lions. Checking in for the first time is Jalen Agado, the junior forward from Portland, Oregon, as Allen returns to the bench. Agado's 6'6", giving more depth and more height to this Emerson front court. O'Connor stumbles. Loose ball recovered by Waterhouse. Trying to get to Agado. Ends up in the hands of Holding for three. And no good, but he will track down the loose ball. Knocks it out of bounds off of Liam Jacobs. What a hustle play from Ben Holding.
Absolutely. Holding's not one to shoot a lot of threes, but he'll pull up if he gets the chance and some quick play. It's always an enthusiasm from Holding that's going to get him in games and keep him in them.
O'Connor inbounds. DiCenzo with the left hand, no good. Offensive rebound of the Lions. And that is an offensive foul. That's going to be called on Waterhouse as he went bowling over Eric Bjorn. That's 2 fouls on Zach Waterhouse in the span of less than a minute.
Yeah, and he'll take a quick seat. Don't want to get to 3 before we reach halftime, so Martin will check in for him.
Desormier, Dion, Cardoso, Bjorn, and Mitch Medina, 33. He's in the game for the first time. That's the lineup that Worcester State has right now. And up and under fake, Agado with a block, but a foul is called as Eric Bjorn went right at him, the 6'5" junior going up against the 6'6" junior.
Absolutely, he just committed too much on that spin move. Defending in the post there, just got to stay within himself. He's taller than most of the other guys down there, especially on this Lancer team. So he's just going to hold his place and wait for that motion.
Bjorn rattles out the first. Checking in the game is Tyler Spencer for Worcester State, replacing Joe Desormier. And Bjorn able to get the second to go, so he splits the pair. 39-19, Emerson leads by 20, under 3.5 minutes to go in half number 1. O'Connor gets loose for 3, and he knocks it down. Jack O'Connor, his second 3 of the ball game.
He's not going to miss those. He is absolutely not going to miss those, Avi.
Screens from Agado and Holding help freeing him up. Dion driving baseline. That ball was floated and knocked away in the hands of Nate Martin. Martin on the hesitation. Back out to DiCenzo. O'Connor looking for Holding. Holding, turnaround shot, short. Rebounded by Spencer. That's a 3 in transition and in rhythm. That is Tyler Spencer from the left wing catching that pass in stride from Dion. Good shot there for the Lancers.
Absolutely, that's a beautiful shot, and if they're going to want to get in this game, they're going to need a few more of those.
And they were trying to get O'Connor free again. DiCenzo, dribble drive. Martin, that 3 was blocked, but Holding recovers, gives it to Martin. That shot's blocked again and saved by Mitch Medina. Tough break there from Nate Martin, getting blocked twice in 1 possession.
Yeah, he's just got to go up a little stronger with that. Looked like he was confused to get the ball on the second one.
And Bjorn knocked around a little bit. That's going to be a foul on DiCenzo with 2:08 to go, and that will put Worcester State at the free throw line as they're now in the bonus. And head coach Curley talking to the referee about a no call on Nate Martin on the other end. And the one-on-one situation right now for Worcester State. That first one does go down. And both go down for Eric Bjorn, and it's a 42-24 game, 5 points now for Bjorn. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half as DiCenzo lost the ball. Picked up by the Lancers.
DiCenzo a little too hesitant. Looks like he should maybe pull up, take a couple of shots himself. He just doesn't look like he wants to be the one to shoot the ball right now.
He's drove to the hoop a few times as Cardoso goes right at Holding and banks one in. Chris Cardoso with a tough shot in traffic. O'Connor to Martin. Martin in midair. O'Connor on the left wing. Again, he's automatic. Jack O'Connor from the left side. 3 threes in the first half. O'Connor took a while before he got one to go, but he's made his last three, and Ogano with a steal. Here comes Nate Martin. 2-on-1. He lays it up and in. Counted the foul. Nate Martin.
Love to see Martin still go to that hoop after getting blocked twice on one play. Sticking with it, and a beautiful fast break from the Lions and a beautiful three.
And that one going up and in, a foul on Tyler Spencer. He didn't really know what to do on that play with a couple of Lions on the break. Nate Martin with 9 early points, looking to make it 10 with the N1 opportunity. Back iron, no good. McLean with the offensive rebound. And a stoppage in play. And they have to reset the shot clock. They gave him a new 24. Instead, there should have been 17 seconds left. The shot clock does not reset on a free throw as McLean airballs that shot. Cardoso down the court, driving on O'Connor. And that ball will go out of bounds, and it will be Emerson's ball with under a minute to go in the game for the first time for Emerson. It is another one of their freshmen, Stephen Fabrizio from Duxbury, Mass, making his collegiate debut.
They're starting to try these guys out and see which one will stick. And see if Fabrizio can play a role early in this one.
Before that, though, a foul called on Tyler Dion. 48.1 left on the clock. Lions lead 47-26. Checking into the game is number 12, Zion Hendricks for Worcester State as Dion takes a seat. McLean trying to use some clock, gives it to Martin on the elbow. O'Connor on Cardoso. Wide. Fabrizio tries to bat around. Nate Martin tips it in. And there he is again, Nate Martin. He's got 11. Hendricks driving on McLean. Lays it up and in. And that was actually blocked. A goaltend is going to be called, though. So count the basket. And Hendricks will head to the free throw line. Also in the game now for the Lions is number 13, Jack Healy, the junior guard from New York City. 22.7 to go in the first half, and Hendricks at the line.
It's a nice little play there from Hendricks to get into the lane, get himself an N1.
Shot's no good. Rebound is tipped out of bounds by Medina, and it will be Emerson ball. And a timeout on the floor with 21.7 to go. The Lions will have possession up 49-28. And Nick, again, we keep referring to it, but Jeffrey Gray was the major player in this program. They don't win, they don't even sniff any amount of success without him. He's one of the few players in this program that has been able to get to 1,000 career points. After graduating, he signs a professional contract with Hapoel Eilat of the Israeli Premier Basketball League. Let me just give you his numbers real quick. He averaged 20.4 points a game, 9.5 rebounds, and 4.3 assists. If you look up on the Basketball 1,000-Point Club, you're going to see him there with over 1,600 career points. But Emerson hasn't seemed to miss him today as all different kinds of guys scoring. You got O'Connor hitting threes. You have Martin getting some shots. Waterhouse, McLean, all the starters seem to have a few buckets in this one, Nick.
Absolutely. You're not going to replace a guy like Gray with just one player. So to see all of Emerson step up as a corner three is rimmed out there by Healy early on. You're just going to fill it with a bunch of different guys and hope that you can sniff this type of contribution that he had last year.
3 seconds left. Hendricks dishes out Cardoso for three. Rimmed out, and Worcester State really needed that one to go, but it will rim out. And the Emerson Lions will head to the locker room up 49-28. An exciting first half. Nate Martin leading all scores with 11 points. O'Connor and Waterhouse with 9 apiece, and McLean with 8. A great first half from the Emerson Lions. And Nick, I mean, a very fast-paced first half. Emerson on pace to score almost 100 in the first half. Some quick thoughts before we go to break.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just been a group scoring effort. Martin leads all scorers with 11, but you've got O'Connor and Waterhouse with 9, McLean with 8, and then Beckwith and Houston with 6 apiece. It's just been a group effort, and they find themselves up 21 early on.
Senior Max Sashin graduating last year, one of the 2 graduating players on the Emerson Lions, receiving his conference championship ring tonight. A couple of old alumni in the house on opening night as the Emerson Lions lead the Worcester State Lancers 49-28. We'll be back with the second half after this break. They do it more for, oddly enough, they're on the court more for women's games, I see. Like, when I call women's games, they're there like commercial breaks and stuff. We haven't seen it once. Yeah, there's like one random dude in there. I'm like, yeah, but he's not even wearing like a uniform. He's wearing like Adidas track pants and like a shirt. Yeah, it's like, you can't miss it. in Stephen Plofker Gymnasium here in the heart of Boston, Massachusetts. Avi Kargloth here alongside Nick Gemma, and the Emerson Lions will start the second half up 49-28. And Nick, in the first half, what were the biggest discrepancies that you saw? Why is Emerson winning this game?
Well, it's largely points off turnovers. 20 points off turnovers for the Lions early on, converting on 13 turnovers by the Lancers. However, the Lancers just picking up 5 points off turnovers. And then in the paint, the Lions with 18 points already. The Lancers just 10. They've just been bullying them. They're being better physically, and they're playing solid defense. And it's worked so far. It's got them up 21.
Nick, you and I were talking before the game. Prior to the game, there wasn't that many people here, but once the game started, the Brown and Popker Gymnasium got a little bit cramped. There's not a lot of open seats in this building anymore, and that is a testament to this program and how the Emerson men's team has been able to attract so many guys. There are alumni here such as Michael Shang, John Geary, Will Lancier. Lee Pelton is in the building. He just took a picture right next to us with Max Sashin posing with his championship ring. Can you talk a little bit about the culture that is building here with this men's basketball program?
Of course, Avi. I mean, it's a program that is on the up and up, and with 4 sophomores in the starting lineup, it's a program that's going to be around for a while. And it's glad to see that the student base and the alumnus, everyone is around and everyone wants to be a part of this program right now. And I mean, why wouldn't you? With guys like McLean and O'Connor sticking around for this last year, Houston and Waterhouse, there's no reason not to be a fan of this Emerson Lions team right now.
And we are underway in the second half. Again, thank you, and we're glad you're aboard with us here on Emerson Channel Sports in the men's home opener for the Emerson basketball team. And he shuffled his shoes, a turnover by Worcester State to start. Nick, not the way that the Lancers want to start the second half. They got to get a run going.
Yes, they do, and they got to do it soon. Down 21, they got 20 minutes to bring this at least close and make it some sort of a game, because right now it's just been the Lions running away with it.
So after Cardoso's travel, the Lions will go the other way. A shot in the elbow by O'Connor is blocked by Cardoso. And an offensive foul is called, pushing off with his left arm, and Chris Cardoso has turned the ball over twice in Worcester State's first 2 possessions here in the second half.
O'Connor wanted no foul to do with that there. Threw his hands right up in the air and got the shove. And Emerson will take this ball.
McLean controls for the Lions. Waterhouse finds O'Connor. Waterhouse again. And good ball movement there. That pass looked like it was going for Martin, but McLean caught it. And a rebound collected by Worcester State and Cal House. Joe Desormier controls for the Lancers. Dion working on McLean, interior pass to Bjorn. Turnaround shot on Houston, no good. Good defense there by the big man. And they're looking for Houston in the post. He gets doubled immediately. The spin move, a pump fake, up and under. Jared Houston, 2 guys couldn't stop him there.
Houston is fancy, and he's showing every bit of skill he has, showing he's more than just some big, strong player down in the post. He can move, and he can swim up and under them.
51-28 Emerson leads as Bjorn throws that in the corner. 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Tyler Dion working on O'Connor. A screen by Bjorn. And 5 seconds left in the shot clock. That's a floater, and it's tipped in. Eric Bjorn gets his left hand on that ball, and Worcester State ends up with points out of that possession. And a give and go between O'Connor and Waterhouse, and Houston was looking to throw it down. No good, but a block. And we've got a man down. That's Eric Bjorn. And with a 6'10 Jared Houston coming down the lane, there's a lot that you got to do defensively in order to try to slow that down.
Yeah, looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. We'll see if he stays this game. We'll see if he comes out. But, I mean, it's a big man coming at you at 6'10".
And Bjorn is waving off the substitution. Tyler Hunley was ready to put Jason Truax in to replace him, but Bjorn says he's all right, and we hope he is. And now we'll resume play with Jared Houston at the line for 2 shots. Houston's been a problem, Nick. They haven't had a body that's been able to slow him down. They like to run, Emerson does, but when they want to slow it down, they have a guy they can throw it to confidently in the post.
Yeah, and he can do a lot of things right. He can dish from the post, and he can score himself. And he's good enough to hit those free throws as they get an offensive rebound here. 2, both from Waterhouse.
Waterhouse, O'Connor, not that time. And rebound collected by Worcester State, and a quick foul by Emerson. That's on McLean, and he did not like that foul call.
McLean making a face. He's a little bit upset, but a smart foul nonetheless. Emerson had all 5 men committed forward, so.
Nick, I'll tell you, Trevor McLean is a very entertaining basketball player to watch. He plays with a lot of passion. He plays with a lot of energy. He tries to get under the opponent's skin, specifically the guy he's guarding, and he's going to be one of the guys that head coach Curley leans on a lot throughout the season. DeZormier. Worcester State staying on the outside, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. McLean on DeZormier. 5 seconds to shoot, and he dribbled it off of his foot. And there's Trevor McLean again, forcing yet another turnover.
Absolutely. You just talked about him getting into opponent's head, and he did it right there.
52-30, about 3 minutes into half number 2. And McLean finds himself open, drives, blocked, but a foul. And that's Jason Truax getting the call, and popping right up is Trevor McLean. And if you look at Nate Martin giving a little smirk, he was trying to help his buddy up, but McLean he's fine.
He's enthusiastic. He wants his free throws. He wants his points.
Trevor McLean knocks it down. McLean, 5'8" guard from right here in Boston, Mass. Went to Brewster Academy and was on the 2018-2019 All-Sportsmanship team. Every team in the conference chooses one player, and all the coaches in the NUMAC, they vote on it. And McLean was voted to the All-Sportsmanship team. And again, there's a big reason why he's going to be an important piece moving forward for this team. As Zion Hendricks in the game for the first time this half. His pass a little bit too high there for Kyle Howes, who fires a 3 and hits nothing but the bottom. A strong look there for Worcester State.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot there from Howes. Had Waterhouse right in his face, but took nothing off of it and drained it.
And battling now against Houston is Jason Truax. They're trying to get a new body on him. Martin drives, and the scoop play up won't count. Foul on the floor. That's on Tyler Dion. That's his second foul. Martin showing a lot of aggressiveness on that drive. And O'Connor will take his turn to the basket. Wild shot. Who's got the rebound? It's Jared Houston who's got the rebound. And then he gets fouled. That's on Truax. Or excuse me, that's on Cardoso. Chris Cardoso called for the foul. Even 2 guys, they couldn't collect the 6'10" Jared Houston.
Houston just with a little bit of big man take ball now and not thinking too much about that one, just ripping it away. He'll take his 2, and he's a fantastic free throw shooter as well, especially for a big guy that's going to collect a lot of fouls in the post.
First one goes down. Corey Olivier checks back into the game as Cardoso sits down with 2 fouls. Houston, that shot was pure. And Emerson leads 56-33, 11 points now for Jared Houston to go along with 6 boards. Hendricks. That shot by Truax is no good. Rebounded by Cal House, and he goes to the ground. And a whistle. And the call on the floor as they have to pull some bodies apart. And of course, McLean's right in the middle of that. They're gonna give the ball to Emerson. I believe it was a foul that was called.
Was it a foul? It looked to me like it was jump ball, but there were some tangled bodies in there.
So DiCenzo checks back in the game as McLean heads to the bench, as does Waterhouse. James Beckwith returns for the Lions. And a whistle away from the ball. And that's on Corey Olivier, the sophomore guard from Maynard, Mass. If you look at Worcester State's team, most of their guys come from the state of Massachusetts. Hendricks is an outlier among them, coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. And DiCenzo finds Martin inside, who pops it in, just kind of lofted that in right next to the basket for two. Hendricks the other way, finds Howes. Howes pulls up and gets nothing but nothing. And here comes Jared Houston on the break! Look at that big man run! Jared Houston to the rack for two. He can get out and run with his other folks as well.
Nothing like a big man who can get out and move. And he fits this team perfectly, able to play that run and gun style.
Hendricks, no good. Rebound collected by the Lions. And here comes Nate Martin. They don't have numbers, but they don't care. Houston had an open look, decided to pass it off to DiCenzo. And that's going to be called an offensive foul. Moving screen on Houston, and he knew it immediately.
Speaking of fouls here, we are just 5 minutes into the second half, but the Lancers already have 16 fouls.
And Houston gets a nice ovation as he heads to the bench, and head coach Curley has some words for him. And that's probably about the moving screen. And Curley, you know, he's a guy, he's even-keeled, even though he had a great move on transition. When Houston has the moving screen, that's what Curley's going to talk to him about.
Absolutely. A head coach who's always looking for what he can fix and what he can do to make his team better. And with a guy like Houston, it's just going to be those minimal things to add to his game and to shore up. Because he's been playing beautifully so far. 5 of 6 from the line, 4 of 5 from the floor, 13 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists to go with it.
In addition, Nate Martin, he's got 13 points, shooting 6 of 9 from the floor. McLean has 10. Jack O'Connor, a little bit of everything. He's hit 3 threes, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Zach Waterhouse has 9 points with 4 boards. And James Beckwith, in his Emerson debut, has got 6 points with 4 assists. Truax now handling as Hendricks drives. Ben Holding has just checked in the game for Emerson. That 3, no good. Offensive board to Liam Jacobs, who's in the game for Worcester State. Hendricks, and he was fouled in midair. He got a forearm to the back. And that's on Beckwith. That's 2 on James Beckwith. And Jacobs driving on O'Connor. He stops and can't get that one to go. Rebound collected by Ben Holding. DiCenzo to Martin. And an easy shot. Nate Martin, he's got 15 to lead all scorers, and there's 2 more. And Dion left that one short. Rebound to Holding, and Hendricks stole that ball away. Good anticipation. 3 in the corner from Dion, missing again, and Beckwith controls. In the corner, Martin again. Nate Martin, are you kidding me? Just cut it out. Martin's got 18.
What a start to his season he is having right now. 8 of 11 from the floor for the sophomore.
Hendricks, a nice move to the hole as he banks one in for 2. But right now, Emerson is just too much offensively. It's a 30-point game as we're approaching 13 minutes to go in regulation. Martin, he's got a mouse in the house. He turns, spins, shoots, left it short. And rebounded by Truax. Corey Olivier, the man with the ball, he's been assigned to guard Martin. Hendricks 3, no. Holding gets the rebound. Another one. DiCenzo pulls up in transition, and it's good. Chad DiCenzo, his first points of the game.
And that's that confidence you want to see from DiCenzo. He can pull up, he can find those looks, and he can hit them. Every once in a while, he's just going to mix up his play and do that. It's going to open up the floor for everybody.
He's got 5 assists, but finally getting some of his own. As Hendricks once again controls. Olivier driving right on Martin, and he beat the whole Emerson defense to the hole there for 2. Martin open again. He drives right hand, and he gets it right back. Nate Martin is in a zone, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 20. And Nate Martin, I mean, he's standing there at 6'5", guarded by a guy 5 inches shorter than him. They're finding the matchup and working with it.
Absolutely, and he is not a new name in this Emerson lineup. Obviously, last year against Springfield, hit that game-winning shot, and he's a guy they will not shy away from giving him the ball, especially when he's hot like he is right now.
DiCenzo in trouble, finds Martin. O'Connor, shut off, tries again. DiCenzo in the corner, 13 seconds on the shot clock. He picks up his dribble. Holding now, 7 seconds on the shot clock. He's got to go to work. DiCenzo double clutches off the glass. No good. And Holding was a little too aggressive in his pursuit for the ball. He's going to get whistled for his first foul. And a few substitutions will be coming in from both sides. For Worcester State in the game is Mitch Medina, Cal Howes, DeZormier. Olivier still on the court, as is Liam Jacobs. On the court for Emerson. DiCenzo is there, as is Holding. And a few freshmen are in now. James Beckwith is back in. Ben Allen is back in. And now making his collegiate debut is Luke Hosazawa, one of the freshmen here for the Lions, as Beckwith gets open for 3. James Beckwith has 9 in his collegiate debut as he hits another.
Beckwith wants a spot on this roster, and he's making his name heard loud and clear to the Emerson faithful.
Number 33, Luke Hosazawa, making his collegiate debut, and the Fullerton, California native, along with Fabrizio, Allen, and Beckwith, make up 4 key freshmen that Emerson will employ. As a rebound there for Beckwith, leads the break. Holding with a fake, he spins, pass to Allen. Hosazawa with a drive, up and under, a little too strong. And Allen a little too aggressive as he's called for the personal.
Nice little move by Hosazawa there. He couldn't finish it, but nice to see the freshman with a little bit of confidence going up and under there, trying to get his first bucket.
Jalen Agato returns to the game as Holding takes a seat. He's got 6 boards off the bench, and now we're starting to see Emerson empty their bench a little bit with about 10-20 left to go in this one. Emerson leading 72-37. That shot is short from DeZormier. Chad DiCenzo. Short, rebound tipped. Beckwith launches another one. James Beckwith is on fire, and he is letting everyone know.
He's making his name heard loud and clear. Has not missed a shot yet. He's got 2 threes to go with it.
12 points off the bench. Driving and scoring is Cal Howes, 20 on 20, as he scores right over Ben Allen.
Beckwith alone has 12 of Emerson's 14 bench points. Really solidifying a role as a bench scorer, and really as someone who can just get the job done when they need him.
Gets a screen from Agato, but a foul called. That's going to be a moving screen and a turnover. And Beckwith will take a seat, as will DiCenzo, as Waterhouse and McLean return. 9:22 to go in this one. 75-39 Emerson, as Olivier sits. Chris Cardoso comes back into the game for the Lancers, who, after an impressive 8-point win against Clark to open their season, they're going to have a lot to look at after this one. Cardoso, entry pass to Medina, but a push in the back, and that's another foul on Jalen Agado. That's 3 fouls from Jalen Agado in limited action, and now Worcester State in the bonus with 9:05 to go. Jason Truax. Excuse me, that's Mitch Medina at the line as he knocks down the first on a 1-and-1.
And Agado, right here early in the season, he's still got something to prove. He is a junior, but if he wants to get to sustained game time, especially with a lot of these freshmen coming up, he's going to need to put it on the floor, and 3 fouls with no points is not going to be a good way to do that early on.
A long season to go as Worcester State applying some pressure now to McLean and Waterhouse. And McLean will slow it down. Allen drives, layup, up and under, and it is in. Ben Allen, his first points as an Emerson Lion, come with under 9 minutes to go in the second half. Lions lead 77-41. And a 3 is no good from Howes. An offensive rebound there from Medina, and a foul. As each team has a couple of words for them, and a technical foul has been called. A technical foul has just been called on Jalen Agado. And the referee's trying to put this out before it can catch. So the personal foul is going to be called on Luke Hosozawa, and the technical foul is going to be called on Jalen Agado. And Chris Cardoso will go to the line, and that will definitely be something that Coach Curley wants to look over.
Absolutely. Curley not going to be happy with that one. Loves a composed team. He knows that he likes his team to play with some vigoration, but that is not what he wants to see.
And Curley discussing with his guys what he said, and Agado and Hosozawa, a couple of guys who are right in the thick of it as Cardoso is able to knock down both free throws. And now we'll get Mitch Medina at the line. And it looks like cooler heads will prevail, Nick. And didn't want that to get out of hand before it really got going.
Yeah, breath is really what both teams seemingly needed. No ill play there. It's just a friendly here early on, so hopefully nothing will come from that, but a little bit of heat could be what both these teams could use going forward.
You do like to see the passion. You do like to see that even in a blowout game, there's still a lot of fire and fight in each team. As play will resume with under 8.5 minutes to go. And McLean navigates through traffic. Didn't like what he saw. And in the post goes Waterhouse. He's fouled on the shot. And Waterhouse will go to the line. That is Joe DeZormier picking up his first foul.
Waterhouse has quietly put together a very nice game. 4 of 7 from the floor with 9 points. He's going to add 4 boards and an assist to that lineup. Going to the line for 2 here.
And a violation was just called on Jalen Agado. He was trying to enter the free throw line late. He was having a conversation with Coach Curley. One shot is missed by Waterhouse. Medina rises, short-rimmed it, rebound is loose and ends up in Waterhouse's hands.
A little lucky from Waterhouse, just fell into there. He's gonna swing it across.
McLean loses it, it goes right to Allen. He shoots a deep 2 and knocks it down. Trevor McLean. 12 points now, as it looks like Jack Healy and O'Connor are looking to get back in the game, and a hard foul there. And that will be Medina going to the line again. That's again on Luke Hosozawa.
Medina's been working that paint well for the Lancers. He's found himself at the line basically 3 drives in a row. He's 4 of 4 from the line as well. Pick up his 5th there.
O'Connor and Healy will replace Ogado and Waterhouse. In the game for the first time for the Lancers is Jason Feliciano from Springfield, Mass. Cal Howes in the game as well for the Lancers. Liam Jacobs in as well. Medina and Chris Cardoso.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this lineup plays out. They've got a somewhat smaller lineup on the floor right now, with O'Connor playing that big man role.
Hosozawa. Luke Hosozawa catches the air ball and lays it in. He's got his first points of his Emerson career tonight. Cardoso was bumped on the drive. That's going to be called on Jack O'Connor with 7:01 remaining. And that will be more free throws for Worcester State as O'Connor picks up his 2nd foul. Cardoso makes the first. He's got 8 points. Cal Howes has 10 points to lead Worcester State. He's got 3 rebounds as well, hit a couple of threes. Eric Bjorn has 7 points and 6 boards. We haven't seen him since he took a tough tumble when he ran into Jared Houston.
Good to see him back in this game for sure.
Back in the game is Tyler Spencer for the Lancers, and another bucket from Trevor McLean. He has got 14. He is fearless. And Cardoso gets open for 3, and he knocks it down. O'Connor was trying to help out on defense and trap, but left his man open.
Absolutely, O'Connor. Bit too aggressive there. Got to stay in the paint too. Pick up those boards. Could hear Curley talking to him here on the sideline.
Allen finds Healy in the corner. He drives. Little floater, too strong. Allen the rebound, has it blocked by Medina. Still 20 seconds on the shot clock. Hosozawa with a floater in the lane. Gets it to go, count it, and the foul. Luke Hosozawa.
McLean there after he scored that, getting right into his face. Hosozawa seems like he's a very laid-back kind of guy. Got that laid-back personality. McLean getting right up in his grill, getting excited to see his freshman teammate picking up some points here.
And Cardoso will head to the bench. He's now their leading scorer with 12 points after hitting a 3. And here come the Lancers down 86-52. 6 minutes to play in this one. Medina guarded by Healy up top. Bounce pass is deflected and stolen. Healy, with no one ahead of him, lays it up and in with the right hand. Jack Healy, his first points of the season.
And again, it's that fast break. They pick up a turnover and they turn it into points. It's almost automatic for this team.
And that ball is lost out of bounds. It will go back to the Lions. Hosozawa will sit and he will be replaced by Stephen Fabrizio, the Duxbury, Mass native. Again, one of the 4 freshmen. And O'Connor hoists, no hesitation. Jack O'Connor buries his 4th 3 of the game.
Keeps the defense on their toes. If he wants to just pull up and shoot, and he'll make them.
Shot is up and no good from Jason Feliciano. O'Connor bounce pass to Allen, lays it up and in. Ben Allen is pumped up. Look at him go, he's got 4. And these young Lions are not letting them go easy. Allen just catching that bounce pass in stride. The nice assist there from O'Connor.
Head coach Bill Curley might have a problem here not enough minutes for some of these players who have come out and they've shown what they can do at the collegiate level, especially some of these freshmen. You've got Beckwith with quite a few points, as well as guys like Hosozawa and Allen, who've just come off the bench and gotten the job done.
94-53, Emerson leads, and that shot's no good, but a foul. It's Tyler Spencer getting fouled by Fabrizio. And, I mean, every guy, with the exception of Ogado, Holding, and Fabrizio, every other guy on the Lions that has gotten in the game has scored.
They move that ball around, and it's going to be their bread and butter all season.
And Trevor McLean is replaced by Ben Holding. He gets a nice ovation once again from the Emerson bench, as Spencer hits both free throws. Under 5 minutes to go. O'Connor's still in the game. Allen gets a screen. Fabrizio drives. That ball is knocked away, but it will stay Emerson ball. 17 seconds on the shot clock. O'Connor gets a screen. That ball deflected once again. And again stays Emerson ball. And now we approach 4.5 minutes remaining. Fabrizio in the post, working on number 45, Jimmy McGilloway, in the getting in for the first time as Allen hoists. That three is too strong, and here comes Worcester State. Driving to the basket, getting the bump is Jason Feliciano, and he will head to the free throw line as he's fouled on the drive.
I'm not so sure I agree with that one there. Healy looked like he had set up and was just shuffling his feet to play some solid defense. Looked like all the contact was brought in there by Feliciano. But he'll find himself at the line and he'll hit the first.
94-56, over 4 minutes to go, and Nick, it's an interesting situation. It is a blowout game. You don't want to risk an injury, but at the same time, it's the first game of the season. You want to get your guys some game action time. How do you find that balance? How does head coach Curley find that balance?
I think he just listens to his players. If someone comes up with a squeaky ankle or a little soft tissue on a muscle or something like that, you can take him out. But if he's comfortable, as you see O'Connor steal it and go up here early, a guy like O'Connor is vital for this team going forward. But if he's healthy, you want to get him as many minutes with as many players as you can, because he's going to be playing with all those different lineups and adding whatever he can to them.
Ben Holding gets his first points of the game, and then immediately afterwards, O'Connor gets a steal. He's fouling the shot and almost gets an and one opportunity, but he will shoot two with under 4 minutes remaining and misses the first. Zion Hendricks checks back in for Worcester State, replacing Corey Olivier. And O'Connor hits the second, 97-57. Yes, that's right. It is a 40-point game here on opening night here at the Brown and Plofker Gymnasium, as the Emerson Lions look to defend their NEWMAC title. And that's a deep three. Tyler Spencer. Big shot there from Worcester State. Fabrizio entry pass to Holding. Turns, and he shuffled his shoes. That's a traveling violation. Emerson gets the ball back, and Nick, as we wind down the last few minutes of this game, what are the big takeaways here that Emerson should feel good about? What do they do well tonight and that can carry over for the next game and for the rest of the season?
Well, they forced their game upon this Lancer team. They got them to play this run-and-gun style game, to use their athleticism, and that's a matchup that nobody in the NEWMAC conference is really going to be able to compete with Emerson if they're able to do that day in and day out.
O'Connor shortchanges that layup. Hendricks is fouled. That's on Healy. And that's 2 fouls on the New York native. And that will result in more free throws for Zion Hendricks. Hendricks has 4 points in this one. And it's the first free throw. A couple of substitutions for the Lions. Holding and O'Connor returned to the bench. And in the game for the first time is number 25, Jake Peter, the sophomore guard from Charlotte, North Carolina, and number 24, Sif Nabulsi, the sophomore guard from Santiago, Chile. And he controls early on. Nabulsi wore 42 last season, switching the digits this year, with Steven Fabrizio wearing 42. Healy on the left wing, not able to get that one to go. Nabulsi ends up with it, and he scores. Sif Nabulsi flexing on him. He comes right in the game and gets a basket.
And Safe is someone I think could surprise a couple of players and even Coach Curley.
Oh!
You see a fancy
Zion Hendricks goes right by Nabulsi. I'm sorry, Nick, but that was a sweet move right there.
He just flipped it up when he felt the contact, and he'll get the 2 for that. Good move and a little bit of luck on the back end of it.
As the legendary Fred McLeod would say, burning Akron rubber on the way to the basket. 2:27 remaining in this one. Emerson a point away from hitting the century mark on their point total, as Peter is stripped by Feliciano, and then a quick foul. That's on Peter. And again, more free throws for Worcester State. Feliciano will get 2 shots. Back iron on the first one, and right there after that play, after Peter turned it over and committed a foul, head coach Curley had a word with him, and that's got to be good. If you feel comfortable making a mistake, you feel comfortable on the floor, and Curley's done a good job with that with his team so far.
Absolutely. And it's that quick conversation that right after the foul, he's going to go talk to his guy and let him know immediately what he needs to do and what he needs to change.
Fabrizio. So Nabulsi in the corner. That 3 is short. Hendricks the ball. Pushing it down the court for Worcester State. Goes at Fabrizio and lays it in. Zion Hendricks is still playing hard. If there's time left on the clock, he'll still give it 100. Peter hoists a 3. No good. Rebound. The ball goes out of bounds. It goes to the Lancers. The Emerson bench really would have gone off if Jake Peter came in the game and knocked down a 3. Jimmy McGilloway, number 45, in for Worcester State. Spencer dishes. That shot is short by McGilloway. And ball will go out of bounds off Emerson. 1:10 to go as the Emerson Lions are closing out a thorough victory, wire to wire. They were never trailing. They came out scorching hot from the floor, and you think this team doesn't want to go back to where they were with the crowd that was there, Nick? And in the playoff games, this team had never had a home playoff game in its program history, and all of a sudden had 2 last year. They want that. They want that again.
Absolutely, and I think they want an even deeper run than they had last year, getting to that D3 tournament and maybe make some magic happen.
Fabrizio, and he throws that one into the backcourt, and an over and back violation with under a minute to play here in this season opening game for the defending NEWMAC champion Emerson Lions. A thorough team victory, their first game in 4 years without their lead guy, Jeff Gray, as Hendricks just keeps interrupting me, Nick, constantly in these last couple of minutes. He keeps putting on a show, a couple of fun baskets there.
And like when you talk too much about this Lions team, he wants a little bit of Lancer credit, and he's making some magic happen at the end of this one.
3-point try in the way, no good, and that ball is almost stolen, knocked out of bounds. 22.7 on the clock, and Emerson will let that clock run. Nabulsi controls. We'll see if they try to go for 100 or if they are going to dribble it out. 99-70 as Nabulsi will not shoot it. And the final buzzer sounds, and the Emerson Lions have taken care of business and defeat the Worcester State Lancers 99-70 as they open their NEWMAC title defense with a win. Nick, what a game today.
Absolutely. It was a thorough victory from the Lions from beginning to end. Never trailed, as you said, and just a strong, powerful performance by every single man on this team, from the top to the bottom, from Jack O'Connor, who's been here and who's seen it all, to some of these new freshmen like Beckwith. It's just been a great performance, and I think I speak for both of us when I say I'm excited to see where this team goes.
Nate Martin leading all players with 20 points. Trevor McLean had 14. Jack O'Connor, 13 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. Jared Houston had 13 points and 6 boards. James Beckwith in his Emerson debut with 12. He had 5 assists, 3 rebounds. And Zach Waterhouse added 9 points and 5 boards as well. Emerson alumni in the building. Lee Pelton in the building. The fans are in the building. The students are in the building. And the Lions do not disappoint, coming out on top by 29. Final thoughts, Nick, before we head off.
Just that it's going to be a great season moving forward, and that I think this performance really assured that this team is ready for a title defense and that they really want to go out and get it.
Well, that just about does it here at the Bobby Brown and Stephen Plofker Gymnasium. For Nick Gemma, I'm Avi Kargloth saying so long. Final score, Emerson 99, Worcester State 70. We'll see you next game right here on Emerson Channel Sports.